And so we want to see that. That's funny, right? And so I thought she gave that. Aging Cuban Barbie. It's kind of a little, the Nicole's, like the young, whatever, has the life she wished she had. I want to see all that. But once Todd is not involved, if Todd was still married to her, but not, recording with them, there is nothing other than her and her kids. Now she's going to go out there with the years she has, she's got one foot on 60 and another one on a banana peel, right? She's going to go out there on a mission to find a man. She's going to possibly neglect her oldest son, who needs to be watched closely. He'll probably get in trouble again. The pedophile drug dealer will come out, and attack I mean, it is too much liability for Bravo, given all the troubles Bravo is having. But now I think she has a chance. And I think Todd did her a favor. I think Todd said, look, I don't want to be married anymore. This is not what I signed up for. But I will I will file for divorce. I will be the bad guy, give you the storyline you need. And now you can be licking your wounds and then coming, like rising like a phoenix with your, circle tits out in the open at all the clubs in Miami. And yeah, I predict that. And am I wrong?
Yeah. I would say that if I was going to be getting divorced by someone, I would definitely want to take on the victim role. I feel like I could play that really well, and I could be like, oh, he blindsided me. And yeah. I think that would be the way that I would go too. I will say the only thing that makes me wonder if she really was blindsided by this divorce is how shitty of an announcement she gave out. Like, that was a quick, like, she typed that up so fast. And normally, the couples, they do their shared posts together. We're amicably going our separate ways and all that bullshit. But
yeah, I honestly, I agree with that. First of all, if you think she wrote that, I know that it's very third grade, but she didn't write that. Just so that, she didn't. But whatever, maybe she did. It was pretty basic. So maybe she did. Nobody is blindsided unless you're completely oblivious. They were having issues. You could tell. He didn't move into the new apartment. She was on a cruise alone with Frankie. That's strange. He was on a skiing trip alone with his girls. They weren't spending an awful lot of time together. So blindsided is a little heavy to describe what happened.
And you think go on, sorry.
I mean, there was a lot of talk about his financial situation. Do you think that is true? Like, is he broke? Is it not really?
I honestly don't think he's broke. I really don't think he's broke. I do think, listen, I don't know a lot about Todd. I think he seems like a decent guy. I know that he does stuff in commercial real estate. I believe he's a former cop, which tracks, There's something about him, and I don't know if that's true. This is something I read. And let's be clear, my stuff is speculation, but it's speculation. It's kind of like a hypothesis, an educated guess based on behavior that's been consistent, predictable, and for somebody that I've known for many decades. So, he, I think, is okay. I don't think he likes to throw out money the way she does. And the problem with Alexia is that, she's making 60 grand an episode, or 30 grand an episode, right? 30 grand an episode. And so we're talking about, $600,000. Alexia does not have the skill set to ever make that kind of money outside of the Real Housewives world. It will never happen. So I think that he thought, they had a prenup that's been written up somewhere that they had a prenup, that he probably said, look, I'll be the bad guy. You keep your job. I'll have to pay you less money. And we part ways amicably. But yeah, she hasn't said much, and he has gone on doing his Tony Robbins impersonation on his site. On his Instagram for a long time.
And you think before this, I have my own thoughts as to what you think because RHOM is trying to figure it out now. There's not just a pause for no reason.
I think they're trying to figure it out, but I now don't think it's going anywhere.
Why do you think so? You think she was on a pause? You think she was possibly at risk of losing her job before this? What? Just because Todd refused to film, was not going to be a part of the new season.
To film, and the other issues that I told you about, the husband and the son, and there was a threat against me and my daughter, which Bravo is aware of. And I think that given the problems Bravo is facing, there are just too many people out there willing to be housewives to take such a risk. Especially when she wasn't going to bring that much to the table, not being able to date and not showing her relationship.
What was this threat against you that Bravo knows about? What is this?
So he, at some point when my daughter and I, when we're doing like we are still
Who's he?
Mommy issues. I don't know what I said. Oh, I think, remember, because I've known her so long, my daughter Beba has known her son. And so I said some stuff about her very similar, probably less harsh than the things I'm saying right now. And he came after me and he posted it and he said, I am coming for you, Anna, I am coming for you, and I'm coming for your girls. And after I'm done with them, they're going to be escorts or something to that effect. Yeah.
Who posted that?
Peggy, Pedro, Peggy, Rosello, lewd and lascivious with a 12 to 15-year-old registered sexual offender.
Her ex-husband, that's who it is.
Her ex-husband, cocaine cowboy, wannabe. Oh boy, I'm gonna get murdered. You guys used this evidence.
At least we'll know where you went if anything happens. We know what did happen.
No. So what happened was that I decided in my infinite wisdom, and because at the end of the day, I'm a bitch, but I'm also a nice person, and I did not want to call the Department of Corrections or the prisoner, whatever. I had his probation number, everything else, because that threat is a violation of his probation, and he could go back in. And so I didn't want that for him. I wanted to believe that it was whatever, that he wouldn't take it any further. But they called my mother. My mother got calls because my mother's number is listed, screaming into the phone, saying things. My mother's deaf, so she doesn't know what they said. That I got a call saying, keep your dog inside.
Really?
It all happened during that time. Then they started a podcast for the sole purpose of talking shit about my daughter and me. This is what they claimed, and they actually did that. Seriously, the podcast is this. What do you think, man? That was cool, right? Yeah, man. I had 300 keys in the back. Yeah. No, it was great. It was awesome. Seriously, that was the whole thing. I was like,
Ace,
I can't believe that this is real.
Is there anything you want of Anna's if she goes away?
I mean, absolutely. I think there's a lot of things that I would like to take. And I was also thinking about if ever someone threatened me with like, oh, you're going to become an escort, I'd feel so bad because like it'd be such a bad investment. I don't feel like I would go for a very high price, like if I feel like if I'm escorting on the streets of Miami, like maybe it's like people are willing to pay me like $5 for a blowy, and it's
right.
just,
But no, I think, but in Fargo, you'd bank. You'd make bank.
Okay. Thank
You would bank, and also you are straight. So like if someone wants a blowy, I would add another $5 because you're straight. Lots of the gays have
I mean,
that straight
I
fetish.
had a short conversation with your